And the best shortcut to getting a business loan is? Hi, this is Michael with Viral Funding Solutions. The answer to that question, there is no shortcut. If you're a business owner not trying to fix the diagnosis, rather the symptom or the symptoms, and I've spoken to a lot of business owners as a true business loan broker expert who's helped out business owners of a lot of different magnitudes, backgrounds, and industries. And it isn't always necessarily your fault because you perhaps don't have the right education to make the right informed decision to see if this is the right lender with the right application and the right offer. But for the majority of individuals who are looking for a shortcut to getting 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, whatever that number is, maybe it's a little bit, maybe it's over 6 figures, maybe it's 7 figures plus. Ask yourself, am I being realistic enough? And have you consulted with a true business loan broker expert who does this every day, who has connections with the best lenders, underwriters, team that can help you by far get the best, whether you're saving or it's not all about saving. It's about what you can get in the return from that investment, financially speaking, but also in terms of a relationship with someone, bonuses added, strategic partnership and roadmap, a better way of functioning, a better way of moving up higher levels, the future of what we can do for you now and what the numbers could look like in the future, and so much more that we can move into. But I've spoken to so many business owners, whether that was today or previous days, and it'll continue to happen thereafter, where they come to me and go, hey, does this offer or does this look right to me? Does it look right to you? And I'll revise it and I go, it makes sense why you're getting what you're getting and what you'd have to pay back on. So it's not like I'm trying to trick people to get a business loan or an advance. I'm not even for that. Other people are going to overpromise, underdeliver. What they're going to do to you, guess what? They'll bait and switch you. A lot of the times, a lot of these brokers, agents, organizations out there, they will bait and switch you hard. I've seen it so many times. That's why I disassociated myself with some of those individuals who I thought were doing it right in the beginning, but they weren't. And I vetted the best, who works with the best. And so if you're given, for example, an offer of $12,000, but you were saying, I wanted to get at least $20,000 to $30,000, Mr. or Mrs., I know you can't get the $20,000 or $30,000 you were looking for, but could you put this $12,500 to work for you right now? What would it look like if you put $12,500? Could you just imagine if you took this and you put it into repairing a piece of equipment, you put it into inventory, a marketing campaign? With that $12,500, you'd be able to turn it into like 20, 30, 40, 50,000? What would it look like for you in the next month, 2, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months down the road? Could you put this to work? And in the meantime, maybe we look at other options. We see, hey, you're not over leveraged, so we can try to put a personal loan behind that revenue-based loan advance. Oh no, we can hold off on that. DTI is too high. No more inquiries. It's okay, even if it's a soft pull. So what do? 50%, you pay it off. We can look at refinancing. At 50%, usually you are eligible for getting maybe even double the amount you originally started with. So this time you're probably getting $25,000, $24,500, maybe even more or less. You're making the payments on time. You're even making them early. You're showing that you're doing that. So that lender is going to give you more room next time and say, hey, we can actually double the amount, even 50% of the way done. Others will say, hey, 60, 70, 80, pay this full off and we'll give you the full double the amount. But a lot of you, as business owners, this is a fair warning. Do not run your credit when you're going to one, to another, to then that one, to then this one. It may not look like it hurts you in the beginning, but every lender is seeing that. We're seeing that and going, hey, that's why we declined your file. We didn't even look at it because you have too many open applications. You've shown that you've applied to several places. I don't know if you're serious. There's something in there that maybe you're not being fraudulent about, or you are. So why would we want to take that chance to even just give you a look? Others will be open to it because they're just trying to make money for their business. Do they really care about you? Well, they give me a better prepay, and I get that part. But it's not all about a prepay. It's not about the 90 days or however much time you get. It's about getting also a longer term relationship and getting access to more funds and understanding how fast, how soon can you pay that off. So as a business owner, I'm going to leave this one rather short, and I'm going to leave it open to any questions, comments, or concerns. Do not find any shortcuts. If you are over leveraged, if you just don't have the qualifications, the requirements for that service, that lender, it's not the end of the world. You usually have to start somewhere and work up. A lot of business owners to me go, hey, I'm going to go find somewhere else where I can get that money. They're going to go apply, another lender, this lender, then that lender. Now they have so much to compare from, but it doesn't look good. And now they're like, where do I go? What do I do? I just have to pick one. That's not what you do. That's not the way to do things. It's not good at all. So be very careful about who you turn to for advice in this industry. Who you say, okay, yes, this person is the one. And stop fighting for just the lowest price. Stop bringing us for a ride. Stop pulling us in and, pulling us in ways that we shouldn't be getting pulled. And if you value that relationship, if you know that offer is well enough for you, logically it has to make sense too. Of course, I'm not discounting that. But if you're pulling people in different directions, and when you shouldn't be applying to multiple places, when we could have seen you for multiple lenders underneath one place, and where I already have those direct lender partnerships, and I would have told you already that we're looking at 2 to 3, and then from one of those we can pull from, and it doesn't hurt your credit in that regards. We protect your privacy, your safety, and security. But because you thought, I'm going to go find something else out there, I'm going to go look around for the lowest price, stop being cheap. That's what I tell every business owner. When you get an amount, you go ahead and look at it and go, I'm getting $7,500, so I got to pay back $8,900 or $9,500. Does that look right? Because you may think that's a little bit too much to pay back. Who wants to pay back 10, 15, 5,000, 20,000 back over a set time, even if it's short or long of a term? Of course we don't. We don't wake up in the morning and say, we don't really go, I really just wanted a loan. We need it when we're most desperate. We need it when we're in a pinch. But if you're prepared before you ever need the funding, then you will understand your situation better. Don't be a business owner who's like, finally, I'm limited on cash flow, but I have enough cash flow. I don't want the bank taking out more than they have to, so I'm going to try to find a private lender. I'm going to team up with this Michael guy. And if you would like to learn more about me, by the way, I'll leave, if you're watching this later on YouTube, down below, I'll leave a story about me. Why should I matter to you? Okay? And I know you're asking yourself of that, like, is this person going to take care of me? Will they really be there for me when I need them most? Can they hear me out? Yes, I will. But it's also about reciprocation. And if you're going to be that business owner who struggles with their ego, with their personality getting in the way of things, frustration, stubbornness, and these factors and more, it's going to be a long-winded journey. And you're going to probably go into an application. If you're acting that way now, before we even got in, just imagine how you're going to be when we're in the process, when you get an offer. And it's just going to be too much friction, too much resistance. It may not be, but do you really want to put myself, my team, who are looking after you, yourself in that position? It's not healthy. Don't become somebody you're not. And if you are that person, you are. And I won't, it's not about getting out of my comfort zone because I do that. It's not about that at all. It's about not becoming something that I'm not. And I don't want to ever be put in a situation that way. And I'll give you the best. I'll show you the best for sure. That's another matter. So that's all I want to leave you with. Hopefully you got value out of this content. I'll leave it open for about another 30 or so seconds. I know this was kind of unannounced, more spontaneous. But just remember, be on top. There's no shortcuts. You look for shortcuts, you're just going to end up falling behind. It's going to fail over time. You're going to take something that's like the lowest price, but you question it and you go, is this even legitimate? Or is it even worth me doing that? I have more value over here and over long term. The numbers make more sense there. And then I have a relationship with this guy. And it's not burning people. You don't want to burn your bridges. And you want to go ahead and say, yeah, I'm open to doing that instead. And that whole comparing, contrasting, it gets rather old. And I'll show you what's best. And again, like I said, I have the best network providers and people in the space. And there are more projects in the works right now where I'm going to be even giving more authority to do things. But, like I said, if it's not something you value with me, might as well just leave it. I'm not for everybody, but I am for those of you who are cautious, for those of you who are respectful, accountable, responsible, who do not beat around the bush and hide and become Casper the friendly or unfriendly ghost, or become Homer Simpson who goes back into the bushes. I never pressure anybody. I'll never push you to do something. I'll never hassle or harass you or heckle you. But I will be there if I need feedback and I don't have any of it and you just become unresponsive. That shows me you're unaccountable. You're not responsible. Even if you're a business owner generating 6 figures plus per month, 7 figures, I've dealt with those business owners. A lot of them have egos. A lot of them have stubbornness. A lot of them just sadly have never had to look in the mirror and work on themselves, because looking at yourself and working on yourself, that takes a lot of effort for people. And they don't want to have to look at themselves internally and what they have to change. But I've been there, done that. And I know how long it can take and what it takes to get to that point. So that's all I want to leave you guys with. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. I see Alexis, welcome in. Or Alex, yes, welcome in. Have a few people just joining right now. But like I said, I'm going to end this video now because there are no comments as well. And again, this is spontaneous. This will probably be up on YouTube. But if you guys care about your education, you guys care about getting the right type of business funding, be careful who you turn to. And make this the least resistance and frictionless as possible, so you're not spinning other people in circles. Because at the end of the day, we have a family to go back to. We want to be consciously and subconsciously ready for that next part of our day. We don't want to have to think about our work in a way that you made us feel a way we shouldn't have been feeling. And we went above and beyond for you. And then there's a way you kind of just, maybe you turned your back on myself, my team, if you did. So those are the things to look out for and the things that I pay close attention to. So that's all from me. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Have a great rest of your Friday and your weekend. Talk to you all soon. Bye.